Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag. Let's dig into everything I tried to cover during the Crypto Minute. Microsoft, you should be paying attention to this company, or at least I'm paying attention to this company, and the reason why, they just got preliminary approval for their Activision Blizzard deal. That is actually huge. Preliminary approval from the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, was thought not to happen. It was thought that it wasn't going to happen. It was going to derail the deal. Well, they just got preliminary approval, and it looks like they could get final approval on or before October 18th. That's actually huge when you consider everything else that Microsoft is doing, right? So think about this. Microsoft has that. I told you yesterday how they're thinking about adding support, hardware support to their devices for crypto wallets. Then on top of that, they have the AI deal and all that, but now they've actually finished integrating AI into their desktop products, calling it Copilot. They're firing on all cylinders, and that's not the end of it. Now, something that I'm paying attention to is not just what I could do with Microsoft stock, right? It's what else could happen in that whole space, not just Microsoft. What are the pin plays? That's what I'm looking for, right? Because sometimes you can make more money off of pin plays because they're unexpected. So you can make more money off of pin plays possibly than you can make off of the actual deal. Now you know what I'm looking for. Now, something else that's going on. I've been having a conversation with different people about, Amazon. My take on Amazon is it's too big for its britches. They do too much, right? Yeah, I use them. I give them my money. But I also give other companies my money. And the reason why is because I don't want to be a part of that crew that winds up giving Amazon all the money, all the business, and it being my fault that these other businesses go away. Not cool. That's number one. Number two, that takes away all competition. That's not good. So I start looking around. Now, when I look around, I see Walmart, I see other companies. I'd like to see more small businesses get out there and start doing things. Feel free to give me a call if you need some help. But all jokes aside, Walmart is doing something innovative. They've gotten involved in Roblox metaverse, the Roblox metaverse, and they're guiding kids toward what they think will be the hot toys. When I give seminars, and I have a webinar coming up on October 10th, if you want to learn more, drop me a note. I'll let you know about it. It's all about marketing for small business, all that good stuff. But what I find to be cool, I always tell people about, you want to market to your customers where your customers are and are willing to hear from you. Kids playing Roblox and showing them other toys they might be interested in. Okay, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate in doing that. So yeah, I'm dying to see, how that plays out. Now here's the truth. The truth is that if it's half as successful as I think it'll be, you're going to see a hell of a lot more companies doing the same thing. They're going to start paying more attention to where their customers are and start advertising there, because that's the climate that they're actually willing to hear that kind of advertising. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's going to be big. Billionaire Tim Draper and his friend Alon Goren have started the Draper Goren Blockchain. This is meant to be an incubator for DeFi projects. Other projects too, most likely, but mainly DeFi projects. That's bold. Given how much regulatory concern or uncertainty and lack of clarity there is right now, that's a crazy bold move. What it says to me is that people and companies are getting more and more bold against the SEC. The SEC has lost a lot of favor with companies because they're enforcing without actually helping. What good are you then? If you're not going to be able to lay out to me, this is what you do to stay within legal terms, and you're just suing people, taking people to jail, like it's so you're waiting for what you think a crime is to happen before you actually act. How about we stop wasting time, stop wasting taxpayer money, give us some clarity, as the CFTC too, give us some clarity around what it would take to be, a good citizen, whether it be corporate or personal, in the digital asset space. That's what we've been asking for years. Years. Hasn't happened yet. To offer some contrast, in the UK, the Financial Conduct Authority has handheld and basically crawled out their regulations for digital companies, right? And they've now issued what they're calling their final warning. Hold on a minute. Final warning? That's right. They've been giving warnings all the way along. Now, they might not be perfect in what they're doing in, around regulatory concerns in the digital asset space. But I've been following this for the past couple of years. They've been hand-holding, spoon feeding, giving you goals, giving you some clarity. If you're not abiding by the rules by now, you're either going to fold up, you're going to close up shop, or you're going to leave the country. And if you leave the country and you try to get my business, you better have a really good reason to try to get my business. Right? If I'm in the UK and you decide that you're going to leave the country and still do business, I'm not going to do business with you, most likely. And why is that? Because rules were given to you and you still didn't abide by them. Every time I tell people to do their own research, it's things like that I'm telling them to do their research about. This is why. Because they might hear about a company, they're doing great things, blah, 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 but they don't dig enough to get the history of that company. Like, where was it before they were here? Were they actually founded here, or did they leave? These are things that go into how I evaluate whatever companies I'm going to do business with. That's kind of some really cool stuff for you to do. Get in that habit. Now, Mt. Gox has about $3.7 billion worth of Bitcoin that they want to sell. But they don't want to sell yet. They want to sell in a year. So they pushed it out a year. I want you to think about this. You have the halving event. You have the possibility of spot Bitcoin spot ETFs. If those things happen, I think the market's just going to explode. So that by the time a year gets here, interest rate pause is something else. By the time that year gets here, that Bitcoin could possibly be worth twice that, 3 times that. I mean, where we at right now, multiply that by 3, you could get there. You could get to that number pretty decently, pretty quickly. And that's still under $100,000. And I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't think that next year, that Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000. If that's the case, you look at that Bitcoin, that where it is now, the price, and triple that number, that's some serious stuff. That is some serious stuff. By that time, you might actually be able to make people whole. Just saying, it's an idea. It's an idea. Something else I'm paying attention to is Binance and CZ have filed paperwork to have the case against them by the SEC dismissed. And they're saying that tokens are not securities. They're saying that the statute of limitations for their entry into the market with BNB has long since passed. And I'm like, whoa, that last one? The first one? I don't know about that. But that last one? Statute of limitations? What? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to continue to see that play out. Dead serious. That's what I'm interested in. I would normally go through the numbers, but we're moving sideways. We dipped down below 27,000 a bit. So I don't think there's a lot of action going on. Anyway, hope you like what I'm doing. Drop me a note. Have a good one. Bye-bye.